What is going on, everybody? You are back on another edition of Ballin Over Beers. This is the NFL show, and I am Justin Dueppengiesser, and I'm joined, as always, by my guy, James Fitch. James, what's up, brother?
Not too much, man. We were just talking about how, we keep getting excited for football season, and then we realize that, it's still months away. But we have these best ball drafts to kind of keep us busy until then.
We sure do. So I'm going to pull up. I'm going to share the screen right now. So we're in one right now. We have the ninth pick. So obviously what we'll get going here, just to remind everybody, make sure if you're watching this on YouTube, you smash the like button. It goes a long way towards us. With the ninth pick, you tell us what you would be looking to do. So I think, James, we should try to get a tight end early here. And I think if Kelsey is there at 9, I wouldn't hate that strategy. We've done a couple different ones. We haven't done a tight end early yet.
Yeah, I mean, if Kelsey goes before that, are there any? I mean, are you willing to take a Kittle at 9? I feel like that's a little too early, but
yeah, probably not at 9. I would say maybe coming back at 2, or even see if we could wait until early in the third. But I don't know if they'd be there early in the third. Is the only thing. Let's look at these guys' ADPs actually and see what they're doing. So pick 22.5 for Waller, 26. So they're basically end of 2 for the other two guys. So I would say that if we can, Kelsey at 9, see what happens there. And if not, maybe we go like a running back and then Kittle, or running back and Waller. Which do you prefer, Kittle or Waller?
They're both even for me. I wouldn't say I have a strong preference. That's like a coin toss for me.
Yeah, they're pretty close in my eyes too. And man, everybody's going running back here, huh?
Yeah, we're obviously gonna get sniped because that's how it works.
Yeah, that's how it's worked every draft. All right, so
oh wow, yeah, let's go Kelsey.
Go Kelsey. I like that. And then I think we'll be able to grab a pretty decent running back on the way back here.
Yeah, I like a few of those guys. I've been hearing Joe Mixon's name brought up more and more as a guy that's gaining a lot of steam. I'm not personally a big Mixon fan, but I don't know. I just feel like he's got to be due for like a bounce back season at some point.
Yeah, you'd think, and everybody's pretty high on the Bengals offense in general. So it's, he's going to be a guy that's on the field all the time for them.
Yeah, Gio Bernard's gone. So, you don't have a guy like him stealing work.
Right. What do you prefer running back wise between like Chubb and Mixon if they're both there? Michael Carter, what in the world is going on?
Are they doing the randomizer wheel?
They might be doing the randomizer wheel.
Shut up.
What is? Yeah,
Peter
Overzet. Yeah, exactly. Holy moly! Oh boy. Yeah. So there's Hill. So I think we're gonna get.
Somebody must know something we don't.
You ain't kidding. Holy moly! They must have saw that one-handed catch he had the other day in camp and just got him excited. There's Chubb gone. So it looks like we'll have Jones, Mixon, Harris, Gibson, CEH. Could go CEH, little Chief stack in there. What's your take on Antonio Gibson?
He's another name that I've been hearing a lot. His I feel like his ADP has been rising. I haven't paid super close attention to that, but similar to Joe Mixon, I just feel like he's a guy that's been talked about a lot. I don't know that. I don't think I would hate it taking him here.
Yeah. So there's Mixon gone. So my vote is either Gibson or CEH.
Yeah, I would rather take Gibson, I think.
Let's go Gibson then. I think the Washington could have a pretty good offense. And we talked last time about pace as Washington be a team that's kind of sneaky with pace. And I think that Gibson, he has all the tools to be a guy that could be an absolute stud in the NFL, right?
Yeah, I mean, he went on a pretty good tear towards the second half of the last season too. I'm just trying to pull up some of his stats.
Yeah, no, he definitely did. The thing that hurt him last year a little bit was J.D. McKissick, right? With all the catches, they used him still in that third down running back set, which everybody was pretty surprised about because Gibson played receiver at Memphis, coming out of college, and he has the receiving skills, but they still use McKissick pretty exclusively. It seemed like in that third down role, but and
Yeah.
Alex Smith loved to throw to the running backs, so be interesting with Fitzy. Fitzy likes to chuck her deep. He ain't checking down.
No, they've got a lot of talent on that offense too. McLaurin, Logan Thomas surfaced as a really good tight end threat last year. You've got a great running back.
Curtis
So they draft
Samuel, Curtis
Curtis
Samuel,
Samuel.
son, Diami Brown. They drafted another receiver. That'll be interesting to see if Curtis Samuel, if his role cuts into any of Gibson's role, because with the Panthers last year, they were giving Samuel some carries out of the backfield. I do think that's an interesting stack though. Later, if you could probably get McLaurin and Fitzy and Gibson, so that Washington stack could end up being a pretty good move for us. I think
Yeah,
because you can get Fitzy cheap. I would think pretty late as a second quarterback.
yeah, absolutely. It'll be interesting to see how a guy like Curtis Samuel is used now that he's reunited with Ron Rivera too.
Right. Yeah. So we're up in 6. So Mike Thomas, Keenan Allen, DeAndre Swift, Dobbins, McLaurin. I mean, I think if McLaurin's there, I wouldn't mind taking him at all.
I think McLaurin's a great best ball play.
Yeah, so do I. And I think that, he was awesome last year. And I think that with Fitzy, the way he likes to chuck it down the field, man, he could even be even better this year. And you're getting pretty good value on him, I think, at the spots it seemed like his ADP is at. So we'll see if he's there. What running backs are here at this point if we wanted to go? 2 running backs. Oof, they get ugly quick, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
Yes. Man.
J.K. Dobbins is just a name that I don't know. I think we talked about it last time. It's hard for me to pull the trigger there.
Yeah, he's tough. Yeah, when you're getting into the no running back builds, that's where these guys usually are your first running backs. And I think that's what happened to us last time because we went Hill and Ridley. And I think Dobbins was the guy that was there. So what do you think? Do you think you want any of these backs, or we're up in 2 picks?
No, I think we go McLaurin if he's there.
I like that. I think that's a nice little stack right there for an offense. Don't snipe us a lot, 13.
Do you realize Antonio Gibson had 11 touchdowns last year?
Yeah, crazy, right? No, of course he sniped us.
Oh, wow.
Oh, of course. You want Keenan Allen? I don't mind Keenan
Allen. I like Keenan.
Dude, how does he do that? We're not even live. We're not even talking to him. We get sniped. We get sniped on this thing like we're talking to the people live that we're drafting with, and we're not. That's wild. All right, so we're going to be up in here in like 5 picks. So we have a running back, a wide receiver, and a tight end already.
Man, I like that flexible.
And we got some options here. I think, in 5 picks, you're going to get Dobbins, Cooper, Sanders, Evans, Jones, Montgomery, Woods, DJ Moore, Chris Godwin, Josh Jacobs. One of those. Mike Evans is somebody that's so interesting. I feel like he's always consistently forgotten, but he's had like 1,000 yards, I feel like, every single year he's been in the league, right?
Yeah, he has.
Which is just so impressive and so consistent because he's had, look at that. 15, 12, 1,000, 8 and 13 touchdowns, no less than 8 touchdowns.
Yeah, I like Mike Evans as a play.
I think would be a pretty interesting pick, unless you wanted to go another running back here, which I don't know. I can't even think about drafting Josh Jacobs. I'm like so low on him for some reason.
No, I think let's go wide receiver here.
Yeah, you like Evans?
Yeah.
We'll put him in the queue so he'll get sniped. Julio, they fixed the team finally. I
Yeah.
think the last few he's been Atlanta still. All right, so we got Mike Evans. I like that. I think that's pretty solid.
Boom.
I like that. That's solid right there. So we're coming up on the fifth round, right? So fifth round. Let's see if any quarterbacks have been taken. So yeah, so Mahomes is still the only quarterback that's been taken, which just seems pretty standard. That he's the one that gets taken, and then all these guys are left. I mean, we could set up like a. We could probably wait a while, even if we wanted like a Herbert Keenan Allen stack. I mean, even if any of these guys are, I wouldn't hate it. Or we could look at running back, wide receiver. I think that you could go a couple different directions here.
Does any part of you want, or would you consider a Chris Godwin, Mike Evans?
Absolutely. I think absolutely. I think that because you could even stack those guys and you don't even have to get like Brady, right? So
Right.
you're getting like a skinny stack on the team that you think is probably going to be, most of the pass volume is going to be going there.
Yeah.
Even when you think about Gronk last year, he didn't do anything basically until the Super Bowl almost. Even the playoffs, he didn't do that much. Antonio Brown is obviously a little scary in what he's going to do. They brought him back. So
Yeah, I think you're guaranteeing yourself, you're not having to worry about which one's going to have the good game. There's a chance that they both do,
right.
but if one of them does, you're guaranteeing that, that guy in your roster. And with best ball, you've got other receivers on your team to really fill in.
Exactly. Yeah, I wouldn't hate that. I don't know if they'll be there when we get there just because we're still 10 picks away, but I would bet that we start seeing a run on some of these quarterbacks go. There's Godwin. He just won it.
Yeah, I think a quarterback run it's got to start happening.
Yeah, it seems pretty imminent at this point. You're getting into the fifth round. Yeah, you got Josh Allen, whose ADP is 50, which is right at the beginning of this fifth round here. So I could definitely see that. I think someone who took Diggs, because I could see them trying to set that up with the Diggs Allen stack. So the guy who took Michael Carter. Does this guy look at this? Carter Diggs, Jamar Chase, Travis Etienne. He's only drafting rookies or
Basically
Stephon
rookies.
Diggs. What is going on?
I mean, this is probably just a strategy for him, like taking rookies and just trying to hit.
Yeah, that's crazy. So 6 picks, still no quarterbacks taken. Man, maybe we'll be able to get somebody on the way back coming, with our wraparound pick into the 6th if we wanted to go quarterback. So running back, receiver wise, you have Jacobs, Mike Davis, Deontay Johnson, Higgins, Kareem Hunt, Kenny Galladay, Ayuk, Javonte Williams, Cortland Sutton, Chase Claypool, Chase Edmonds.
I like I don't know what you're thinking. I like Deontay Johnson here.
Just got taken. Sniped.
God damn it.
Just got sniped, buddy. If we go receiver, I don't mind T. Higgins. I think that he's getting pretty undervalued because everybody's so high on Jamar Chase. I think Higgins could still be the dude and sniped, just as I talk about him, of course.
Yep.
Par for the course. Mike Davis or Javonte Williams as running backs, I think is pretty interesting. Either of those two guys. Javonte Williams, I heard somebody talking about him. I wish I could remember who it was, but they made a pretty good comparison where they said he could be like a Jonathan Taylor, where he might not win that role early, but then by the end of the season, he'll be the number one guy, which I
yeah.
think that could make sense. Or there's still all the quarterbacks still, I think.
Yeah, Dak just went.
So did Josh Allen. So here's your quarterback round. So now you have Davis, Lamar, Javonte Williams, OBJ, Herbert. I wouldn't mind going like Javonte Williams and coming back with Herbert.
I like it.
I just think that now it gives us two solid running backs. It gives us a chance, if we want to come back with Herbert, because I figured Lamar just went, so that makes sense. But then we could get the Justin Herbert, Keenan Allen stack potentially if he doesn't get sniped, which is very likely.
Pick up Donald Parham later.
Oh, the Parham?
The Parham, the XFL stud.
Yeah, exactly. 6'9". Who do you prefer out of Russell Wilson, Jalen Hurts?
Probably Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
Hurts is a guy I like in like DFS formats. I think he's a guy that I'm going to gravitate towards if you're looking at kind of like just the solo naked quarterback. I think he's a guy that can put up some points, and most of that being on the ground.
Right. Exactly. He's got such a good rushing floor. He's done that. He did that at Oklahoma. I don't know if you ever saw the videos of him lifting when he was at Alabama, but he would lift with the linemen because he would squat and deadlift as much as them. Like the dude's legs are built like tree trunks.
Awesome.
So yeah, it's crazy. So we're up in 2 here. Mike Davis just went. I think that's a good spot for Davis. It's pretty good value there. We've picked up Mike Davis, I feel, in big drafts before. Chase Edmonds. We'll look just in case. Don't do it to us. All right, so we got Herbert. I like that. So now we got Herbert, Keenan Allen stack, which I think is pretty good. And then we have Gibson, Javonte Williams, Mike Evans, and Travis Kelce. I like where this team's headed.
How many receivers do we have? 2.
Yep. We have Keenan and Mike Evans.
Yeah, so I think our next pick's got to be a running back or a receiver.
Yep, I would agree with that. So we got a while, but so let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we're going to be somewhere in this range in here. Gallup, Curtis Samuel, could do that little stack there. James Robinson, Harris, Visca, Cooks, Marquise Brown, Fournette. Wanted to get your opinion. What do you think about James Robinson? Do you think that Jags backfield is just going to be too crowded and with Carlos Hyde and ETN in them? Or do you think that Robinson still carves out a role for himself?
I think he's going to be given every opportunity to. He had a productive year last year. I don't hate him as a best ball pick. He's not a guy I'm going to draft at all in redraft leagues. I mean, we're starting to get pretty thin at running backs too. So
yeah, I mean, like, to me, he's better than Carlos Hyde. Like, I know Urban coached him in college and stuff, so that worries me that he's going to like throw him a bone and try to get him some touches. But like, to me, like, you can have Robinson and ETN and be effective with those two guys because their skill sets are pretty different. Like, Robinson's that was good everywhere last year out of the backfield catching passes, but he's a pretty physical runner, between the tackles, and he can do that role where you have ETN who can be your speed guy, your catch out of the backfield guy that can line up at receiver. You could have him on the field at the same time with Laviska Shenault as well, so you have some interesting pieces there.
Yeah, the thing that you have to think about with him is a new coach with the low draft capital, right? So there's no need for Urban Meyer to feel like he has to play him.
Right.
I think he has to realize the talent that he has and want to utilize that. And he should, but you never know.
No, you don't. Sometimes the coaches, they definitely like to complicate things.
Yeah.
Being a coach myself, I understand that. Sometimes the easiest, most simple solution is right in front of you, and you just try to overcomplicate it because you think you need to when you don't. So we're up in 4 here. So we got Robbie Anderson, Deebo Samuel, Tyler Boyd Juju just got taken. So Tyler Boyd, Raheem Mostert, Will Fuller, Gallup, Curtis Samuel, Robinson, Harris, Chenault, all those guys. Do you have a preference of anybody that's on the board right here?
If Mostert's still there, I think he's a guy I would look to take at running back, just based on how thin that's going to get. I've got a feeling he's going to get sniped.
I could definitely see him getting sniped, but I'm right there with
Yeah,
you.
Brown.
A lot's already got us once tonight. Nope, we got him. We'll take. I like Mostert. Want Mostert?
Yeah. I think he's got to stay healthy, which is concerning. It's a crowded backfield too. Jeff Wilson's hurt, so he won't be competing out of the gates. But I think he's a guy that could put up a couple of good weeks.
For sure. All right, so coming back, we
gotta beef up on wide receivers, I think.
Yeah, I think we got to start smashing some wide receivers for sure. Robbie Anderson, Debo, Gallup, Curtis Samuel, James Robinson, Damian Harris. I mean, what is pick 95? Like, maybe could you think we could wait for Mike Williams?
I think Mike. Yeah, I think that's one that he might come back to us. I think it's a stretch to take him now. I think there's some guys I'd rather take before him.
Yeah, same here. I don't want to reach too far, but it would be nice if on the way back we could get that double stack.
Yeah, you could see if either he or Curtis Samuel are still there on the way back.
Yeah. Who do you like of these receivers up here? Anybody?
My order for those top three would probably be Debo. Well, Robbie Anderson would have been second, but I don't love Gallup.
No, I don't like Gallup either, just because I think that Cooper and CeeDee Lamb are just going to demand so many targets, you know?
Yeah.
Like, to me, I would go Debo, Samuel, Visca, just right in that order, those three.
Yeah, I think Debo's the guy. We're kind of loading up a little bit on the 49ers offense, but
yeah, that's all right. That's a little mini stack there.
they have a pretty soft schedule to start. When you're doing these, I guess more so for the best ball mania, do you look at the playoff schedules when factoring in players? Like, do you look at any of the 15 through 17 matchups? Oh man, sniped again.
Sniped again.
Let's see.
Samuel, Visca, Jarvis Landry, or Mike Williams. I think we can wait on. I don't know, Bo. I think we can wait on Williams.
Yeah, I do too.
Curtis?
Yeah, take Curtis.
I think that's our best spot. Marquise Brown, I don't know. That receiver got really crowded really quick with Baltimore.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the playoff schedule that you were talking about there, I have looked at it a tiny bit. I do think that a team that obviously is tough to come by because they're so highly sought after, but the Chiefs have a pretty soft schedule towards the end of the year, which makes me think that they could certainly be a nice, with Kelsey, even like later. Like I like a McCole Hardman or Byron Pringle. Those guys. Those guys are pretty good. I want to try to pull up the week 15s and stuff schedule.
A popular week 17 game I'm seeing a lot of people talk about is Buffalo Atlanta. The only variable there is it's in Buffalo in December, so you never know what the weather's going to be like. But I think people are already projecting that to be a high scoring game, two high powered offenses.
Yeah.
So getting Buffalo and Atlanta players, obviously you have to make the playoffs and then get all the way to week 17 for that to have value. But I think the thought process is looking at teams that have softer schedules. Teams that play Houston, I think, is a great example. Weeks 15 through 17. I don't think that can be all of your strategy, but I think if there's like a tiebreaker, I think that's you can kind of give a tiebreaker to a player in one of those soft matchup situations.
Yeah. So like one of the first games I see here, week 15, is Kansas City versus the Chargers. So like that to me is two really good offenses that could end up being a pretty high scoring game. So Chargers and Chiefs players, like right now, we're set up pretty good with Herbert and Keenan Allen and Travis Kelce. That's a pretty good start to that, I would say. Like Green Bay, Baltimore is another week 15 game. That's an interesting one. Tennessee and Pittsburgh. The Cardinals go against the Lions. That could be a pretty good matchup for the Cardinals. Atlanta, San Francisco is week 15. Tampa Bay and the Saints is week 15. So I think that Atlanta San Francisco game is pretty interesting. And then I think the Chiefs Chargers, I think that's pretty good. Even Bills Panthers. Bills Panthers could be a pretty decent game, depending on how like the quarterback situation shakes out for Carolina, obviously.
Yeah, the Chiefs have the Steelers in week 16, and then the Bengals in week 17.
Yeah, so that week 17 matchup with the Bengals right there. I mean, that could be a big one for Kansas City.
Yeah, and the 49ers have the Texans week 17. Chargers have the Texans week 16.
Nice. I like that.
Now, this format that we're doing this is not a tournament format, right? This one that we're doing right now, it's strictly just through week 17.
Yeah, I think all of it now it turns into where you get into the playoffs. Where did Mike Williams went 9.2? We're up in 3. So didn't get back to us, but we're up in 2 picks. We have Landry, Waddle, Pittman, Jones, Gordon, Mooney, Hardman, Corey Davis, Devontae Parker, Russell Gage. Gage is an interesting one to me, potentially somewhere. Do you like any of these guys, or do you like to just? I like Mooney. Mooney's interesting to me. Hardman we just talked about. Or do you like a Pittman or Jarvis or Waddle more than those guys?
Yeah, these are all just coin tosses to me. When you kind of get to this point, I like the high-powered offense. So, like a guy like Mecole Hardman, I think I gravitate towards Chicago.
I like the Hardman with the Kelsey, like I mentioned before.
Yeah,
I don't mind that if you want to go to that direction. And I do think that Russell Gage is pretty interesting. Just because we talked about the pace last time for Atlanta that could pick up, and he could end up being the second receiver, that's on the field all the time for Atlanta.
Yeah.
So we just took Hardman there, and then we're going to be up again in 6. So, I mean, we have receiver-wise, Keenan Allen, Mike Evans, Curtis Samuel, Mecole Hardman. Like, we could keep smashing those guys, the receiver. Like, I have no problem with that.
Yeah, I think grabbing another one of those guys is fine. And then we probably have to look. I would think we would need at least a 4th running back at some point.
Yeah, for sure.
It's all kind of muddied at this point, but.
Do you have a preference of receiver? Juice, Mooney, Corey Davis. Corey Davis does nothing for me. Devontae Parker, Gage, Elijah Moore.
There's too many Miami wide receivers. The Jets are kind of crowded. I don't hate Landry.
I don't either. He's a PPR machine too. This is a half PPR format. Like, he's going to get a lot of catches.
Yeah. Well, he just went.
Of course he did.
There goes Fitzy too.
Fitzy just got sniped on us too. Yeah.
Russell Gage is a name that is intriguing.
I agree. I would say Gage or Darnell Mooney.
I'll let you make that call.
Let's go Gage. He's interesting to me. We'll go there. We'll have to think about another backup quarterback. That's unfortunate that our Fitzmagic stack got stolen there. I was really hoping he could be on our team. I just like cheering for the guy in general too.
Is Brady gone?
Let's take a look. No, they're still good quarterback. I can't believe Fitzpatrick went. Rodgers, Lawrence, Lance, Fields, Ryan, Tua, Kirk, Baker, Carson. No. Brady. Did I say Brady? No, he might have gone actually. Let's search it. Brady, yeah, he got taken. Jay Schmeling. Let's see when did Schmeling take him? Where is he? So Schmeling drafted out of the 2nd spot. So he's the one that took Godwin. Okay, so he took him in the 8th round. Dude, he took freaking Mike Williams on us too. This guy, I tell you. Ooh, Big Chief, 4 running backs to start. Look at that. Jonathan Taylor, Aaron Jones, Chris Carson, Miles Sanders. Like, to me, if you do that, you lose a lot at wide receiver if you go 4 straight. Like, his receivers right now are T. Higgins, Brandon Ayuk, and Will Fuller, which I guess those
Yeah,
guys could work out. But man, that seems a little.
you're really banking on those big games, which you're going to get 1 or 2, but there are going to be games where Will Fuller leaves in the first quarter, like like
Right.
hamstring injury. He's still suspended, isn't he? Too.
Yes, I think so. Man, what else we got here? We got Zeke, Edwards, Kittle, Jones, Prescott, Sutton, Brown. That seems pretty interesting. Got a little Prescott and Zeke stack going there. So this person got Mahomes at the top of the 4th with the Hill Mahomes stack. Chubb, Cooper. He took Stafford too. Interesting. So Rodgers just went. Darnell Mooney went there.
I was almost going to bring up Aaron Rodgers, but then I think you're committing to taking a third quarterback.
Oh yeah, I think you have to.
But if you get Rodgers in the 10th plus round and he ends up playing, like,
Right, you could get a top 5 quarterback. So we're up in 7. So I don't know if we want to take tight end or backup tight end yet.
there's still a lot of names there. Troutman's a guy that we had talked about in kind of our sleeper breakout show.
Yeah, and especially with Kelsey, you don't really need to have like. So including quarterbacks, we have Trevor Lawrence, Trey Lance. No, Trevor Lawrence just got taken. It's like I mentioned the name and they're taken.
Yeah, that's what happens when you read off the top of the list, though.
Yeah.
Everyone's looking at the same thing.
Jones, Bateman, Cole Beasley, David Johnson, Henry Ruggs, Fields, Ryan, Rhaegar, Gabe Davis, Hines, Aguilar, Hilton, Rondell Moore. What are we thinking? So we're up in 5. We have 3 running backs. We have 5 wide receivers. I wouldn't mind trying to grab that 4th running back right now.
Yeah. Have you taken Singletary in any of yours? I know how you feel about the Bills in general, but
Nah, I haven't. I'm so scared. I don't know. Like their running back situation is just scares me in general. Like, right, their best running backs is usually Josh Allen. Like,
yeah,
I see the upside there because they're in an offense that scored a lot of points last year. I mean, if he ends up being the back that's on the field the most, he has a chance to. But like with Moss there too.
Tariq Cohen's an interesting name.
Yeah, I think we've taken Hines before. I think in drafts.
Yeah, we have.
I know that
James White.
the established the run guys, Mike Leone, he did a pretty good. I think it was Leone. Maybe it wasn't. Don't put me on that. But they did a pretty good talk about or a good paper. I got an article on why pass catching running backs are so important at this point of the draft, just because they get you so much more upside. All right, so we're on the clock. Drake, Hines, Singletary. Do you want to take it? Do you want to take a chance on Singletary?
I would gravitate here either towards Hines or Singletary. He could have a season. It's hard for me to picture the Bills being as pass happy as they were last year.
Right.
But you're really taking a chance. But it's your 4th running back. He could
Right.
have some good games sprinkled in, so I don't hate it here.
No, I don't either.
Again, he's not a guy that I'm going to take in redraft leagues. If I do, he's my 5th or 6th running back. But
right. Okay, so we have 4 solid backs. We could look at backup quarterback if we wanted. Ryan, Tua, Cousins, Mayfield, Wentz, Jones, Wilson, Darnold, Winston, Big Ben, Watson. Who we got receivers here? McCole, Gage. I mean, we could go Ryan. That gives us the Ryan Gage stack if we wanted that. Receiver wise, you have Beasley, who knows if he's even playing this year with all his crazy comments, talking about retirement and stuff.
He's gonna play.
He
He's just
certainly
having
was
some
dumb.
moments.
Yeah, they were some moments, that's for sure. Beasley, Ruggs, Rager, Aguilar, Hilton, Rondell Moore. Rondell Moore is interesting to me. He has, who do we say the Cardinals had late? They had the Lions week 15, I want to say. Yeah,
Yeah.
Lions week 15, Colts week 16,
Cowboys.
Cowboys, and Seahawks. So I like the week 15 thing because we're on the clock.
Take him if you want, and then we can
Sniped.
come back with a receiver or a quarterback quick.
You got sniped.
Oh, geez.
I'm just gonna put Ruggs in the queue.
Ruggs is another high upside play.
Yeah, he is. I wanted
Very
more
low
there.
floor.
That's so classic that we get sniped there, and he wasn't even like on the first page of people to see.
No.
What a dick.
I think if you want to look at Matt Ryan here, I think that's a good play.
Yeah, we'll put Ryan in the queue just in case. Put Ryan in the queue just in case. What round are we at? So we'll be in
Be the 13th.
13th round. Jonnu, Gronk, Gerald Everett. Talk about Troutman. I'll throw him in the queue. There's a potential backup tight end there. See, I like when you match up Troutman with like a Kelsey. Like to me, that's you're in fine shape, right? Because most of the week, Kelsey's going to be your guy that is going to get the most points at tight end, anyways.
Yep.
Troutman just went, but it's unbelievable. But Troutman has the potential in that Saints offense to have some games where he could end up being, a high scorer.
Yeah.
So we'll have somewhere around there. Christian Kirk, I feel like the Cardinals need to trade him. Like he's just going to get buried. Like, right? Like what's he going to do on that roster?
Yeah.
I mean, they have the ghost of AJ Green. Obviously, DeAndre Hopkins. They drafted Rondell Moore. They have like 8 other guys.
They still have Andy Isabella.
Yeah, Andy Isabella. Every DFS player's dream guy who does nothing.
Does nothing.
He's just really fast. I don't know. I wouldn't mind a team like Kansas City, like as a Chiefs fan, like try to trade for him, see what he can do.
Yeah.
Let's look at our team here. Herbert. Then we have Gibson, Williams, Mostert, Singletary. So Matt Ryan just got taken. Keenan Allen, Mike Evans, Curtis Samuel, McCole Hardman, Russell Gage, Henry Ruggs, and Travis Kelce. What about like John Brown's an interesting guy to me. Good Brown and Ruggs stack.
Terrence Marshall's intriguing.
Yeah, I agree with that. I like Terrence Marshall. I'll put him in the queue. I'll put him in the queue. Let's see Josh Palmer. So he's picked 205, so we can wait on him. Palmer might be somebody late, if we want to do a double stack with the Chargers with Herbert and Keenan Allen. So you want to either go Marshall if he's there, or Brown if he's not?
Yeah, that's fine.
And then maybe we can look at quarterbacks or something on the way back. Don't do it to us a lot. Don't do it to us. All right, we got Marshall. Take him. So we're up in 6. Quarterbacks available are Kirk Cousins, Daniel Jones, Zach Wilson, Sam Darnold, Jameis Winston, Ben Roethlisberger, Deshaun Watson, Jared Goff, Cam Newton, Teddy Bridgewater, Jordan Love.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's slim pickings. Our quarterback's bye week is week 7, so we can't do Kirk Cousins.
That's the name I was gonna say too.
So he's out. So that's not good. Can't do Big Ben. That's pretty much it from the top guys. So Daniel Jones, Zach Wilson, Sam Darnold.
Probably Darnold.
Okay.
Darnold or Jameis.
We'll throw Darnold in there. And then maybe later we could come back with somebody like Cam Newton or something. If we want to draft a third one and see what happens there.
Have you done any with Deshaun Watson?
I haven't yet. I don't know. That seems, I don't know. It's such a sticky situation. Like, I don't know if I even want to touch it.
I feel like we haven't heard anything about him lately either.
No, nothing.
It's been kind of quiet.
Yeah, it's been super, super quiet, which I don't know if that makes you feel good or if it makes you feel bad about the situation.
Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes no news is good news, but
Right. In that situation, you'd hope it'd be like, maybe he's getting cleared with something.
yeah.
So we're up in 2. I feel like Darnold will be there. I don't know if there's any other guys you'd rather take first and then try to get Darnold on the way back or what. John Brown, Perryman, Manny Sanders, Mims, Kirk, Cohen, Coleman, Crowder, Penny. So Cousins just went. You want Darnold now, or do you want to take him on the way back and take somebody else first?
Doesn't matter to me. What do you think?
Let's take John Brown. I think so. Now we have
Somebody's going to catch passes in that Raiders offense,
right.
Other than Waller.
Right. So we got Ruggs and Brown. To me, that's 2 guys right there that could end up being 1 big play guys. 2, like you said, somebody else has got to catch passes. So
Yeah.
So we can look at Darnold on the way back here at 15. Do we want to get 1 more running back, do you think? Or do we want to look at tight end? Because we need a second.
I think we should get another running back.
Running back, okay. Jared Cook is interesting. He's a Chargers tight end. We have Herbert and Allen.
Oh, I thought we had drafted a second tight end.
No, we were going
to.
Yeah, we got sniped. I'm gonna put Cook in the queue for us too. Because that's a little interesting stack there.
Yeah, Tariq Cohen's a name that I see sitting there. He's probably going to get taken, but he's a name I like.
Yeah.
Coming off that injury.
I don't mind Gio. Man, these are
no.
Darrington Evans.
Did Marlon Mack re-sign with the Colts? I thought he was a free agent.
I think he's still there. What do you think Damian Williams does? I think we've had this conversation, but Damian Williams in Chicago is interesting too because you have Cohen, Williams, and David Montgomery. Like, do you have any faith that David Montgomery is going to pick up where he left off last year?
I think he'll be good. I think they figured out how to utilize him. He's a name that I'll consider in drafts.
Man, this running back board is golly. I think the 3 names there would be Cohen, Rashad Penny, or Giovanni Bernard for me.
Rashad Penny, I always forget that they took him and he's basically done nothing.
Yeah. Who was that other running back? Didn't they take some other running backs super high too?
The guy from Notre Dame.
Oh yeah.
Already forgot his name.
CJ Procise.
Yeah. He was drawing like David Johnson comparisons.
Yeah. He was not. He did not end up being like him. No, I thought they drafted another guy too. Didn't they draft somebody else pretty high too? Or am I thinking of Penny?
You're thinking of New England.
Oh.
With it might have been even the same draft. Penny and can't think of his name either.
Damian Harris?
No.
Sony Michel?
Yes.
Okay.
That's why I'm thinking of. I don't know if that's what you're thinking of, but
I can't remember.
Colts did re-sign Marlon Mack.
That's interesting.
I think that stinks for him. He had a really good year, got hurt.
Yeah. Yeah, I would agree. That does stink for him. Want to go Sam Darnold here?
Yeah, that's fine.
Jared Cook, freaking A lot sniped Jared Cook from us. And Cohen's gone. So I would say if we want to go back, I'd say Penny or Gio.
What about James White?
Yeah.
He's a guy that's going to catch passes. He's going to have a couple of games.
We'll put him at the top of the queue, and then we're going to have to get a tight end here eventually back up because they just took Jared Cook from us.
Is Touchdown Tunyon still there?
No.
TD Tunyon? Damn. Hooper's a guy.
Hayden Hurst.
I think they're going to run a lot of 2 tight end sets.
Moelle Cox.
My boy Dawson Knox.
He is the one that knocks. Dan Arnold in Carolina. Go up with our Carolina stack.
There you go.
Darnold and Terrace Marshall and the wild man Dan Arnold. We'll have to see who's there at tight end when we come back.
I think if Hooper's there, he's the guy.
Yeah. I think he's head and shoulders better situation than all those guys.
Do you want to take Hooper first and then try to get a running back?
Sure.
Just because we have options for running back with tight end, it's just kind of ugly.
Yes, it is.
Hooper as a backup tight end is not a bad option at all.
No, I think that's fine. I think that's totally fine. UCO or whatever UC0 will probably snipe them on us because that's just how our night's been going, or how every draft we do goes up.
Aaron Rodgers.
No, that's got to be our Monty Rodgers.
So Aaron Rodgers already went.
Yeah. All right, so we got our backup tight end. So when they come back around, we'll see who's there at running back. Well, we're good at tight end. I don't think we need to draft another tight end.
No.
So we'll be in the 17th, so we'll have 2 picks left. So one of those backs, I like KJ Hamler. I think he's somebody that we talk about late every time. Josh Palmer, we'll put him in the queue because he's.
I have no idea who Josh Palmer is.
He was the 3rd round pick for the Chargers out of Tennessee, wide receiver. He could be interesting just because he goes along with that Chargers. You get Herbert, Allen, then him.
Do the Jets have like 20 wide receivers?
Yeah, they do.
Keelan Cole.
Yep. It seemed like that from the reports too that Denzel Mims is kind of the guy on the outside looking in, and his ADP is way higher than the other guys. I feel like too, right? Like,
yeah,
I feel like Jameson Crowder is just constantly underrated. Like he's a good wide receiver, and he's a good fantasy wide receiver too. He gets a ton of catches. He's good at getting open. He can play out of the slot or the inside.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a good PPR hold.
Yeah, exactly. Let's look at some of these other teams here while we wait. We got 10 picks till we're up. So let's look at a lot who's been sniping us tonight. So he went Cam, Kelvin McLaurin, Dobbins, Allen, TJ Hawkinson, Boyd, Vishka, Pittman, Jones. I don't like Ronald Jones very much, but I do like his team. Yeah, I think his team's pretty solid, actually. Other than, I think my least favorite pick for him is Ronald Jones.
Yeah, the 10th round seems pretty early for that, too.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not huge on that. I still can't believe Michael Carter went in the 1st round.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I'm always interested to see the 1 spot, what people do. So obviously it's either usually, well, we did the one where Dalvin Cook went 1, right? But
yeah,
CMC, 1st pick, AJ Brown, Waller, Cooper, Gaskins, Hurts, Smith stacked back to back, Moss, Hill, Cordavis. I'm not huge on that team.
No, I was just thinking to myself, I don't really like what they did. Their first 3 picks I like. After that, I'm just kind of.
Yeah.
I'm not a big Cooper Cup guy.
Yeah. Second slot, Cook, Harris, Jefferson. So we've got a
I love
Viking.
the way that team starts.
Yeah, me too.
I think he has Thielen too.
Yeah, he does. So he's got a big Viking stack.
Those weeks where Kirk Cousins shits the bed though, like that's gonna kill that team.
Oh, I don't like what he did here though. Like after Thielen, like Chark, I don't mind. He's not terrible, but then he goes Sermon, which I don't like. Like I still think that Sermon's hurt right now. I think Mostert's the guy. Then Brady, Williams, Rodgers, Lawrence. You go three quarterbacks out of 4 straight rounds.
Yeah, that's interesting.
All right, let's see how many people have been sniped from us.
Well, James White's
The
gone.
entire queue. All right. So Lindsey, Gainwell, Evans, Damian Williams.
Is McKinnon gonna get any work in Kansas City?
I don't think so. I think Darrell Williams is the pick if you want a Kansas City running back. Because he'll get touched. And he's the third
Wouldn't,
back.
wouldn't say I want, but it's a crapshoot. Take whoever you want at this point. It doesn't matter to me.
Yeah. I would say it's either Darrell Williams or like.
You got 2 seconds.
Yeah, I put Darrell Williams in the queue. So that's pretty ugly though. That got ugly quick.
Yeah.
I don't mind Williams as our 5th running back though, honestly, because he's a 3rd down running back. He's going to get touches in Kansas City. I don't know. I think he's going to have a pretty defined role, and a lot of it is going to be getting catches and short yardage goal line work. So right. I don't like that. I actually think that Williams is pretty undervalued in comparison to some of these guys. Like to me, he's got a better role and a better chance to touch the ball than any of these guys in front of him. So, Josh Palmer got sniped from us too. Son of a gun.
We got one more pick.
Last pick. So we have 2 quarterbacks. So do you want to take another quarterback? Do you feel solid there? Or do you want to take like another wide receiver? I think that's where we go. Either quarterback or wide receiver.
Like MBS is a guy I feel like we have on every single team.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, Lazard.
Taysom Hill because he can play tight end.
No, I'm all set.
That's AK's boy. If AK was on the show, he'd be hyping him up.
Tim Patrick.
Any preference? We're on the clock.
No. I would say like an MVS or Jameis. Those would be my 2 picks, I think.
Let's go MVS. We'll go MVS. That's who seems to be our late round flyer guy.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I was thinking Pringle even with Kansas City, but we just took Darrell Williams, so I don't want to do that. But I forgot that does give us McCole Hardman, Darrell Williams, and Kelsey, so 3 players on the Chiefs offense.
Yeah.
But Herbert, Keenan Allen stack is nice. I like that. I like the Mike Evans. I think that's pretty good there. Curtis Samuel, Gage. I don't know. I think that's a pretty solid team.
I like it.
I like it too, bud. Rounding out the last few picks here. I feel like we've gotten the late pick quite a bit when we've been drafting these teams.
It'll be interesting to see once training camp starts how people feel about these teams once you start getting injuries and stuff. Like that's why I haven't gone crazy with like doing any drafts yet.
Yeah, for sure.
And I assume the best ball mania will start to fill up closer to the season.
Yeah, I would think.
I think you get an entry in now and try to take advantage of ADPs while they're off, and then as training camp injuries come in and the preseason starts happening, like I think you're going to see a lot of people jump in.
Yeah, for sure. I think that it is, like you said before when you got on, like so excited about football, but then you realize it's still we're only 3 weeks into June.
Yeah.
You have so much. There's so much time before this stuff.
After the 4th, I mean, that's when you really start thinking about training camp, and that's not too long after that.
No.
It's nice to head into a season where there's a little bit more normalcy, like to it with training camps, and
Hmm.
teams are announcing full capacity stadiums.
Yeah, that'll be fun because last year with no fans, it just there's just that added dimension. I don't know. Just got alert on my phone. The Pistons got the number 1 overall pick in the NBA. You pumped about that?
So excited. So excited. Who is the number 1 pick?
I have literally no clue. No idea.
And now he's talking basketball.
And there's the basketball portion of the show. Any closing thoughts on this best ball team? Is it your favorite one yet? How'd you like taking the tight end out of the 9 spot?
Yeah, I liked it. I feel like every week we do this, I like the teams more and more. It'll be interesting to kind of follow along. We'll have to do some just kind of like status check shows during the season just to see how like our best ball teams are going.
Yeah.
I think we had discussed, for future upcoming shows, we're going to do like things we learned gambling, last season. I think primarily like what we learned, mistakes we made, what we're going to try to focus on this year. I'm pretty excited to dig into that show. So I think you, AK, and I will do that before the season starts. So something to look forward to.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll actually be gone next week. I'm going on vacation, so might be just James and AK doing a show potentially. So, or we'll give everybody the week off from seeing our beautiful faces. We'll see how it goes. But he's Fitchy24 on Twitter. I'm at JDiz1617 on Twitter. At Ballin Over on Twitter. You can find all of our work. Head over to Borderfield Sports. If the podcast, all the articles that we have up there. Like I said, smash the button on the way out and tell us if you had 1.9 in best ball draft, who you're taking. If you like the way the team came out with the Kelsey pick, or if you were thinking we should have gone somewhere else, let us know. But we're having a lot of fun doing this. Football's rapidly approaching. Honestly, can't get here soon enough. I'm not wishing away the summer by any means, but I am ready for some football on the TV. But we good?
We had some nice fall weather today. It reminded me of football season.
I said that I walked my dog this morning. And I was like, this is not what we've been having. It's a little different. I think we're supposed to get in the 40s tonight.
Perfect.
That's fall weather, baby.
Sleep easy.
Yeah, exactly. That's for sure. All right, we're out of here. That's your weather report too. We'll talk to you next time.